Hey everybody, it's Jazz Fuzz. So I'm doing another different topic. This topic is gonna call White People Are Trapped. Now, it's an interesting title, isn't it? So the reason why I say white people are trapped, because I read a couple of articles. I even talked to a few white people, and I had one good friend that expressed it himself about the white community. And then on top of that, when I was reading the articles, it got me a little concerned. So we'll start with my friend. My friend was telling me basically that he feels like the white community is being jumped on, basically. He feel like that white people can't say anything. If anything that comes out of their mouth is racist. He also expressed himself that, white people get beat up by everything. Like, white people get beat up by, just by saying their opinion, or they wear a certain costume, they end up being racist. So my friend was highly upset because the black people he's talking about the ones that are who always gonna blame the white people all the time. And a lot of African American people do not blame white people all the time. Half of the stuff is our fault, and then the other half is society. To be real honest, society really puts the way of uninvited of this country, if you think about it. Now, his argument was that black people need to own up their responsibilities. White people are not the fault. White people can't take care of the black people all the time. And he was like, white people need to learn how to take care of themselves and stop blaming everything on white people. So I sit there and I told him, agreed, yes, people need to stop blaming other race of their issues and problems. However, I think he's talking about the black people who are the ones who don't want to admit they have issues and problems in their life. And they don't want to admit that they're the reason why they're held back. So they have to blame it on white people. Once again, all African American people don't blame white people at all. They don't. So, I was reading an article about, how white people feel. And a lot of them feel discriminated. A lot of them feel like minorities take over everything: education, healthcare, government assistance. They feel like also that the jobs are more presented to them more than they are. They just feel like that white people have pretty much swept underneath the rug and they don't matter anymore. Even one person that I read in an article say all Black Lives Matter, they were confused because they're like, do our lives matter as well? So I blame this in the media and the government, because the media and the government always want black and white people to have this heinous hate for each other. But in reality, we have such a deep loving and understanding one another. The real white people and the prejudiced white people, and you got a third kind of white people, and those are wishy-washy ones. But let's be real, all races are wishy-washy. Like, they're serious, all of them are wishy-washy. So, nobody isn't perfect. And as I'm reading these different articles, I feel really bad for these white people. Because white people have marched the civil rights movement. White people also have been in the women's movement. White people have been activated on all types of activists around the world. White people have literally stand and stood by people with disability, people of color. There's a lot of white people in history. For example, in the South, when the Civil War was about to come, a lot of white journalists back in that time went down to the South to find out and experience about the South, about the slaves, because I guess there was rumors that slaves were getting treated really wrong. And they found out, yes, slaves were brutalized, tortured, raped, lynched, and everything. It scarred a lot of white people. And they're like, you can't treat another human being like this. Abraham Lincoln's wife, she literally talked to her husband and said, you need to free these people. This is not right. It is not moral at all in any good deed. You cannot treat another human being like they're just some type of object and a product for your desire and needs. Thank God Abraham Lincoln listened to his wife and abolished slavery. You know, many white people have done a great thing besides many people, the LGBT, like I said, disability, the veterans. However, the media make it seem like white people have it good. We all know damn well white people do not have it good. A lot of them are struggling with child support. A lot of them are struggling in jobs, in needs, income, you name it. They're struggling just like us. Student loans, they're struggling. They're constantly trying to survive every day. But thanks to the media and thanks to what I read, the GOP and the stupid Republicans, they make it seem like white Americans are living this fabulous life. They have great credit, they have a beautiful home, they're doing excellent. In reality, they're just struggling just like everybody else. They're going through different type of mental illness, they're going through the different type of difficulty financial. White people are struggling just like everybody else. I don't like the main media because it doesn't speak the whole truth about everybody's issues and problems. I really do believe the government makes sure white people stay on top and make sure that the colored people will hate white people forever. But the reality is not all colored people don't hate white people. We don't. A lot of us don't. A lot of us have family that is white. I have relatives that are white. And they work very hard. And they understand the African American struggle. They understand everything. We may have disagreements about politicians and stuff, but other than that, we agree that one thing or another, people should treat people with respect. And people should learn and understand people as well. You don't have to agree with them, but you do have to respect them. And a lot of white people blame the GOP, they blame the Republicans. They also blame the main media, like social media. They only show like bad white people and think that white people are racist. And that's not true, because not all white people are racist. And then also, white people, unfortunately, of their history of all the continents around the world, British, UK, London, Germany, Russia, all their ancestors who are white, they have done terrible things to many people in different countries, including India, China, other places around the globe. White people really try to take over the world, but they failed because other people in different countries fought back, the British or the UK, London, or whatever. It was mostly European people that was trying to take over. And then when it came to America, with all this lynching and rapes and murders of African Americans and being mean to the Jewish people and disrespecting the Chinese, or should I say Asian Americans and Native Americans, unfortunately, 2018, white people unfortunately have to live with that bad history of their people. And same thing with my people, African American, Native American. I'm African American, Native American, and white. So each colored people that I just present myself, they all have bad blood in their history, but they also have good things happen in their history. When I'm saying here that white people unfortunately have a bear, and of course back then those white people in the 1800s, 1700s, 1600s, they didn't think all in 2018 that their generation will have to suffer of the bad deeds that they did to other people of color, because right now it's waiting on them. Thanks to Trump, thanks to Donald Trump, he is like the face boy of saying white people are just like this, and that's not true. Because there's a lot of white people that don't like his ass, and there's a lot of white people who do like him. So you got 50-50 going on. But a lot of white people blame Trump as well. As I was reading this article, they blame Trump to make white people look like this is what they are. And they also hate the fact that a lot of minorities are using the race card to them. Now, I've told my friend, I said, I can tell somebody being racist and I can tell somebody's being opinionated. They're two different things. And plus, we're living in a society that is really sensitive. I'm not kidding you. If you say anything to somebody, they will boo-hoo and cry. I grew up in the 90s. We had to be tough, and we had to take criticism all the time. We grew up in an era where you take criticism, you get up, you fall down, you get up again, you talk about it, you discuss about it, regardless how people felt. That's how we grew up. Now this freaking era or generation, people are so damn sensitive. You can't say not a damn word to these people these days. Oh, they're gonna have a cry or sue your ass for something stupid. Back in the 90s, we sued you for some real stuff, like, you know, discriminate me when I'm working at a restaurant. You always make me take the trash all the time, and I'm asking for a raise. You want to give me a raise because I'm black. That's something that the 90s would have sued. We would sue people on some serious stuff, some serious allegation. People are suing over some dumb shit lately, and people are just trying to be money hungry. Sometimes it's sue be really serious, and sometimes it's not. But I'm getting off topic again. But basically, I'm going to come back with my part 2.